Hey everybody, welcome to another quick homebrew video. What I'm doing today is a brew in a bag. I'm going to be using this method in the future for my brews. It's a one pot method. I've got a 24-inch strainer bag in the pot, and I've got my mash water in there. And it's a brand new 9-gallon pot that I got, and I've got a thermometer and a nice valve at the bottom if I ever want to add a ball valve. What I'm doing for grains is I've got 9 pounds of grain in total. I've got 7.5 pounds of Canadian 2-row, a 1 pound of Cara 15 or Crystal 15, which is a very light colored malt, and half a pound of Cara foam, which I had left over from my last batch. So total 9 pounds of grain, and then there's going to be an ounce of hop additions when I'm done mashing. So I've got my strike water up to 156 or so, and I used a little Beersmith calculator, and that should be my strike temperature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mash in my grains, and I'll just show you what that looks like after I'm done. It's pretty simple. I'm just going to put them in the pot and stir them up, and get the lid going, get the lid on there, and then I'll give it about 75 minutes to mash in. Alright guys, so I've just dumped my grains in, and I'm just going to giving it a stir. Now this brew in a bag method is a no sparge method. So according to the calculator I used, the correct water that the amount of water I've put in here, which is about 28 quarts, is enough for a 5.5 gallon batch. Now why I'm doing a 5.5 gallon batch is because I know I'm going to lose some of it to the tube after it's done fermenting. And I want 5 gallons. That's my aim, is about 5 gallons. So whatever losses I have, especially of course I'm going to lose from the grain as well. And after the boil, I should end up with about 5 gallons. But it's the first time I'm doing it, so hey, it's a learning experience for me too. But everything's mashed in there, so I'm just going to give it a good stir, and I'm going to close it up, take the clips off the sides there, and let it steep. Mash in for an hour or for 75 minutes. Alright guys, so I'm mashing away. As you can see, I just put a towel over my brew pot. So what I'm going to be using is Cascade hops. These hops I grew in my garden last summer. For my bittering hops, I've got 0.75 of an ounce, and then I've got 0.25 and 0.25, and I'm going to be doing this one at 40 minutes, and this one at 5 minutes in the boil. It's a 1 hour boil, and they smell really great. I have kept them in the freezer in a Ziploc, and I figured I better reuse them because I don't want them to go stale on me. So when I come back, you'll see me, well, you'll hopefully see me pulling out the bag. I'm not sure how heavy it's going to be, and I'll be putting that into another bucket to let it drain, and then I'll start get the boil going. Alright guys, so I'm back. My mash is complete. Take the lid off here. All kinds of water coming off. I've placed my my pot on the floor here, and to try to make my life easier, getting this grain bag out. Just going to bring everything together here. I'm just going to move it around here, rinse it a little bit. Now I'm going to pull it out here, and I'm going to put it in my colander. And then the liquid that drains off, I'm going to add it back into my boil, because that's all good stuff. I'm attempting to not make a mess, which is why I put it on the floor, because if I had it on the stove, there'd be no way I would lift this thing up easily. In hindsight, I realized I could have used probably 10 or 11 pounds of grain for this mash. But hey, that's what I got right now, so I'm going to go with that. let that drain off. Now, I'm going to get my pot on the stove and get it to a boil. Alright guys, so my little stove was able to get the wort up to a boil. So here comes my first hop addition. So that's 0.75 of an ounce of Cascade hops. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drape it over the side of the bag and tie it up and let this go for 40 minutes when I'll make the next addition, and then at 5 minutes when I make the final addition. See you in a bit. Alright guys, so what I've done to cool off my beer, because I don't have a wort chiller, is I've put it outside. It's about, I don't know, it's got to be like -10 today. So I'm just going to let this sit outside and cool down. I was a little afraid of my starting gravity would be low, but I just checked, it's 1.042, which would give me about 4, maybe just over 4% alcohol. So I'm just going to let this cool down and pitch my yeast. Alright guys, welcome back to my last part of my video. So everything's cool and it's down to about 20 degrees. What I'm using is Safale SO4 yeast, which I've rehydrated in my cup with some lukewarm water. So I'm just going to pitch my yeast, and that's it. So pretty successful all grain brew. I hope it turns out well. Specific gravity is good. I do need to get a wort chiller. It took quite a while to chill it outside, and ended up moving into an ice water bath to get it down to about 20 degrees. So I'm just going to cover it up and put it in a cool place. Hopefully keep it around 16, 17 degrees and let it ferment out. Thanks for watching my video.